Hey guys, it's another exciting evening. Welcome to the boardroom. Remember, this is business lens on how business strategies really happens. The boardroom, the boardroom talks. This is where we sit down with bold entrepreneurs, smart minds, and industrial leaders. And here we are in the courtesy of Blooming Stays. Blooming Stays nilikwambia last time ni a place where ni site yenye click tu kama uko na place ya kulala BNB around Naivasha, you are sorted. Wako na variety. Ukiingia pale unaangalia according to mfuko yako, unaangalia and then wana offer breakfast. Ingia hapo utacheki. So today we are excited to have our guest and welcome. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
I would like you to start by introducing yourself.
Okay, let me take this opportunity to first of all appreciate you for inviting me here. Thank you for this program. My name's Peter Njagi Wanjau, a teacher by profession, but a businessman. Thank you very much. I hope that this program will assist so many people as we discuss various issues when it comes to the business.
Okay.
Thank you.
Allow me to call you mwalimu.
Yeah.
You have said you are a teacher.
Yes, I'm a teacher.
So mwalimu.
Yes.
You said you are a businessman.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about your business?
Okay. I have been in business for some years. One, I featured in education sector. That's where I had learning institutions, primary, or what we are calling the comprehensive with the CBC in Kiambu. And also I started, I'm also in hotel business where I had some hotels in Nairobi, in Umoja, and also currently in Naivasha now. That's where I operate now.
So you are an investor basically?
Yeah, I am. I can say that.
Let's take a direction of education
Yes.
as business.
As a business.
Yeah.
Okay, education. Let's say basically, business is anything that you can operate to earn a living.
Yeah.
So education included. Though education is different to business because you are playing with the mind, you are making life. And the power in business is basically based in education. If you look at our education system that is currently there, the CBC, is the best for education, for the business, because it's where you grow the mind, you highlight and discover the talents that are with our pupils, then you grow them and show them directions. So education is a powerful tool when it comes to business. And if our government can invest properly in the CBC, I think Kenya can grow to the likes of the Asian tigers like Singapore and Japan within no time. So we just need to lay the foundation of the education.
You have interacted with CBC, right?
Yes.
And now the Gen Zs.
The Gen Zs.
When they were in school.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about the difference between their minds?
Okay, the CBC is a system of education introduced during the Uhuru's era time,
Yeah.
whereby they wanted to develop the talents and where they want now competence away from the 844, which was mainly in grade. So right now we are talking about you spot the talent of a kid, you develop it. Why are we having a lot of problems when it comes to employment? The 844 generally trained pupils on how to get education in order to be employed. So they forgot our economy cannot employ everybody because we don't have industries. We don't have high technologies when it comes to agribusiness and the like. So we need to grow the mind of an entrepreneur where pupils are trained from a young age that they can also start their own businesses. We move away from the traditions whereby we are trained to have a white collar job. The problem with the Gen Z and the government is because they have been trained, but there is no job for them. And the government has not established mechanism to ensure that these mites can also start their own businesses. If these people can be given an opportunity to start businesses, I think they can do it. 80% of them can do it, can operate their own business. And all these problems that we are having right now can be brought to an end.
They say education is the key.
Mm-hmm.
And then here comes the Gen Z.
Mm-hmm.
All over the social media, wanasema education cannot take you anywhere.
Okay.
What's your take on
Okay,
that?
that's a mentality. Simply because when they were in school, they were trained to graduate to be employed. Nobody trained these people to start their own businesses. I think that's where the problem comes in. So education basically is very important, especially in our generation, in our time. So you cannot do away without education. Whoever coined that one, that education is the key, was very right. Only that we need to diverse the perspective for education. We cannot all be trained to be doctors. We cannot all fit in the offices.
Yeah.
There are so many opportunities outside here. So can we train our generation, our young generation, that there is the world of entrepreneur right now? There are so many opportunities right now that people can operate with the social media, with the technology that we have. Anybody can start a business at home. They can work online. They can operate anything. They can work even for abroad tech, high-tech industries from where they sit.
Yeah.
Who is telling our young generation that there are other opportunities outside the office? Nobody. That's where the problem is coming in. Now they are saying that education is useless. No, education is very important.
Do you think education affects our economy?
Basically, yes.
How?
Basically, yes, because as a growing economy, we need an education system that fits sits well in our growing economy, where we train our minds to be industrialists, we train them to exploit the resources that we have, we train them that in agribusiness. Like now, Kenya is very good. It has agricultural land. It has all the resources. It has a good climate. Can we train our minds that, like now, if you look at the young generation, Gen Zs, if you tell them about agriculture, they see as if it's a dirty work. It is not something that you can work and earn a living, or it's not for people who are educated. But when you go to other countries like Switzerland, agriculturalists or the farmers are the most learned people, and they are all millionaires. Why? The system of education allowed them to experience that, and they were trained on that. So if we don't align our education system to what our economy is, that is where the problem comes in. And it is up to the government to ensure that the system of education that is there aligns with our sectors of economy as a growing nation. That's where the problem comes in.
So the government itself, it fails the system.
Definitely, it has failed. Like now they implemented the CBC, which is very good.
Yeah.
It has worked in other countries. And it has brought, when you look at the Asian tigers, like in Singapore, Malaysia, and the others, they were in the same line with Kenya. But their system of education, they started the kind of a system like CBC, where they train their kids from a young age that they are supposed to be entrepreneurs. They are supposed to discover new things. There is a wide range of things that we have not discovered. That's where we meet young people in Japan can discover new technologies. It's not a preserve for the PhD holders. It starts from the young age, from the lower classes. So the government failed to implement the system where they put the foundation, the infrastructure in place before they implement it. So if education fails, the economy will also fail, especially with the technology that we have today. And with the kind of a country that we are in, which is basically not industrialized, ours is mostly processing industries, we need to align our system. When we look at the 844, mostly it was trained based in education in Britain, whereby already the economy has grown. So they don't need to give these kids a basic. Right now, very rarely we meet in the schools, we are training about computer packages. But few years ago, there were colleges for that. Today, computer with the technology, the phones, with the smartphones, almost everybody has a know-how on the computer. So there is some things you cannot train in a growing, in a developed economy, but they need to be there when it is a growing economy. So our education must be based according to our growing economy. That's where the problem is.
Now, on that note, let's talk about this generation, the current generation. Juu ya turudi nyuma, we are going to the future.
Yeah.
This generation inasema kazi ya mashamba ni ya kitambo, ni ya watu wa kitambo. Technology is coming.
It's old fashioned.
Yeah, technology is coming. So that's why wanasema kulima ni kwa watu wajasoma. If umesoma lazima. But in school, you the teachers, you told us tusome tupate white collar jobs.
Tuajiriwe.
Yes. And now you're telling us different.
Okay.
Can you elaborate in that?
Okay, when it comes to the economy, to the education, in relation to economy, the problem is from the training, from the equipping of the minds that are in the education sector. If you don't equip the teachers well, you don't expect these teachers to equip the pupils well.
True.
We need the government to align. If it is all the colleges, all the campuses, there must be topics that that are general, that are important to our economy. That even if you are a doctor, you have a know-how of the economy. If you are a teacher, you have a know-how of the economy and the changing world of technology. So if this teacher is well equipped, the teacher will be able also to go and equip the pupils properly. So if we fail to equip the minds that are going to mold the other minds, that's where the problem comes in. So we need policy makers. I think our government is lacking behind because all the big economies, they have some departments, technocrats, that are set aside to lay the policies for every sector. If you go to US, you meet there is a university by the name of Massachusetts. It is in charge of training all the experts in various industries. That if a government want some advice when it comes to education, they know which body to follow, whom to call, or where to send these minds. If they want in agriculture, they know where they can get that. So Kenya is lacking because where we left everything to the politician. So they are the policymakers, they are the implementers, they are the judges. So, and some of these politicians are just self-made people simply because maybe they have money or they have connection with the government. So you meet there is a problem where we don't differentiate between technocrats and the politician. So I'm the president, then I appoint a politician to head the education. So where do we expect? You can see a very different. Why is Matiang'i so popular? It's because he was a technocrat brought by Uhuru to streamline the education sector. So that is the kind of policies we need. Can we have that even if it is president who is appointing, there is a group of people which have been forwarded to him to choose from, not just choosing anybody. So immediately we have the right people, the technocrats, the brains. I think our economy can be driven. If it is education, it will be in good hands. If it is agriculture, it will be in good hands. If it is policy making, it will be in the good hands. Meaning, now we can be able to develop and the system will be running without any problem. I think that's where we are.
Mtazamaji, acha kwanza tumeze ma. Najua uko hapo nje unajiuliza, nashinda nikikutaja Ako Lunch. Now this is Ako Lunch. This is how it looks like. Very executive, very clean, very beautiful. Vitanda zao ziko very executive, mkiwa wawili wewe na msupa mko sorted. Ako Lunch imewasort. You don't have to worry. And then cheki, mkiwa kama mlikuwa mmekuja meeting, kuna double beds. You don't have to book 2 beds for you to for accommodation. Alafu bar and restaurant, mko sorted. This is where you order food and then they cook for you. Kawe ni msee waka kinywaji, uko sorted. Once umeingia, you will just wait to be served on your orders. Unakuwa tu boss. Na cheki, maisha London, maisha freshi, maisha London. This is Ako Lounge Naivasha. Alafu kawe ni msee wa pale ka breeze nini chini ya mti pale, una feel at home, pia parking iko. Welcome back Mwalimu.
Thank you.
So let's talk about we have talked about the education and the importance of education and the importance of and how education is the key to success. At the same time, in this world, Kenya, there's people hawajasoma. Let's say hawajasoma because mostly they are from 4 leavers and some are dropouts, and we can see them doing so well in this economy. And pia wana encourage watu, wanatuambia education teaches you, education inakufunza. And let's say an example of Mercedes-Benz. Utengeneze Mercedes-Benz and then the person who is driving it ni mimi mwenye nili drop out.
The owner.
now the person who buys it or the owner of the company. What's your take on that? You as a teacher.
Okay, Mr. Tora, I think I've said some mentality are only applicable in a failed state. When the system fails, that is where we meet some slogans coming up.
They come as a motivation.
As a motivation, because whoever is in charge of the failed system tries to justify himself. So when somebody says that the uneducated are rich or they are the owners, and the educated are failures, sometimes you feel so disappointed, or my heart bleeds, simply because it's only in, as I repeat that, it's only in failed systems where some things can work out. Don't talk about Kenyan's aspect of economy where the politician controls everything and their cronies and their families, whereby even if this is a brother who dropped out, he controls State House simply because the father or the relative is in charge. There is the business like corruption, whereby because I don't want to be caught, I'm the one who is corrupt, I just get somebody from my village whom I can rely on and discharge all the monies to his account. So this just a villager from nowhere has money out of corruption or the wash government businesses from these politicians, then they brag out there. Even if you are not educated, it's not a must to be educated in order for you to flourish, which is very wrong, because it's only because the system has failed. Corruption is thriving. That's why we are talking about that the poor, the uneducated can be billionaires overnight. Kwa nini? Because the systems are not working. So it is the government which is a failure. You cannot tell me that the brain I have, I can make a Mercedes-Benz. Then Nikama is a religious truth that the uneducated person in the village comes and buys. Why is that possible? Why is it possible? It's only possible because our systems are not working. So whoever is outside there who can be able to steal from the coffers of the public is justified, is allowed to walk free, scot-free, because the justice system has failed. The leadership, the governance has failed. So there is nothing that is working. When you go to the growing economy, go to a country like China, which is upcoming economy now. It is controlling the world market. They have nothing like corruption. So if everybody sits in his own place. If you're an engineer, you're an engineer. If you're a teacher, you're a teacher. If you're a politician, you're a politician. There is nowhere that the politician will control everything. But in Kenya, politician controls everything. You saw the other time, this one made me even to wonder where our education is going. That MPs are given letters, appointment letters, to give to their relatives as, as appointing bodies for the teaching, which is a preserve of TSC. But now you can imagine a politician come ditching those letters to his people. What do? We end up getting even untrained teachers who are teachers, simply because a politician has given you a letter. So where are we heading? Can we say that is a system that is working? It is not working. So what we need now in Kenya is an overall change of how things are done. What started, I am praying that this continues. What started on June 25th last year, 2024, I wish that one can continue. That can be developed, whereby the Gen Zs came with a separate mindset that we need a change of system, we need a change of people, we need a change of the way we think, and even maybe our leadership need to be an overall change, simply because our system is like, our leaders are just like monkeys. You just remove a monkey from Karura forest, you bring it to Daramea forest. So changing a monkey from one forest to the other does not mean it will be a bigger monkey or a lesser monkey. So simply because a leader is disagreeing with the government now, and he was in the same system for almost 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Now he comes up here and tells us that he can change anything. What can he change? People look at the government we have. People thought there will be a total overhaul, change of mind and thinking. But immediately they took over, they continued with what was there. Actually, they became worse.
Yeah.
So we need a total overhaul of the mindset and also the way people think, and also make sure that the system are learning. If we can put a policies and laws that protect the common mwananchi, or that mind that is learned, Gen Z are justified. Their anger is because of frustration. Why are they frustrated? The laws don't protect them.
On that note, that reminds me about the Gen Z's protest and everything that have happened the past 2 years. No, 1.5 year. Back then, we had some cases about they were burning school, the same generation. Does that mean even in schools we have some leaders who are the Gen Zs are fighting against, they were fighting against back then? Maybe the system that was in schools back then, and did it change?
Okay, sometimes I can recall what you're talking about. They were saying that it is the same generation that was given the free education by Kibaki.
Yeah.
It is the same generation that the cane was abolished. It is the same generation that the riots in schools, they were so common, the burning of school and the like. But I think sometimes nature has a way of changing things, and there is time for everything. So if the nature decides this is the generation that will change the way we think, it will just take over. It will just take over, because you cannot tell me it's a coincidence that all those phenomenon came following one generation up to where we are up to now. It means there is something wrong within the system that need to be changed.
That this generation is seeing.
That from far. They started seeing it from far. You can imagine up to now, and nobody has given them time. I'm looking like now, since last year, 1 year plus, the government has never told us we have a committee, we have a commission, we have an authority we have appointed to look at these problems, and these are the solutions. And what they can do is just shooting them and killing them. So it is an idea whose time has come, that we have to change, and you have to listen to these people, and you have to put in place the policies to make sure that it does not burst, because this is a time bomb.
Yeah.
And if we allow it, it will burst, and all of us will have no time to be safe. So we need to act now and sit down with these people And then there must be an intergenerational talk. Because when you look at the millennials, they cannot even understand the Gen Zs.
Yeah, I see a lot of conflicts in online.
There is a lot.
Yeah.
Why? Because the generational gap, with the rise of the technology, ulisikia vifaranga za computer and the like, our watoto, they are exposed from a very young age. For millennials and the others, they were not exposed from that age. So sometimes mtoto ataongea, a millennial will not understand how did you know that? Because we believed so long as you are not mature, you don't have ears, hauna miaka, there is some things you are not supposed to talk about. But right now, we expose these kids from a young age, meaning by the age of 7, 10 years, that kid is so exposed, can tell you so many things. There is even the VAR, virtual something,
Yeah.
not the livery, there is the virtual something where you wear some kind of
Oh, yeah. And
then you can travel all over the world.
Yeah.
See yourself in New York.
Most of the Gen Z knows it as the virtual games. They are
Yeah,
kind of
like
the virtual
it's
games.
just like the virtual game. Huh?
Yeah.
I just feed it. I want to be in New York. I want to stand at this one. It will take you there generally. So meaning this kid can be exposed at a very young age. Wewe ukiongea mambo ya New York or something, yeye ameshaenda ku virtually. He knows a bit of it.
Yeah.
Hata akikuuliza swali, he has a clue, anataka kuona kama unajua. So na wewe unamputo because unafikiria hajui. Simply because you are together with him here, you think he knows nothing about London. He has a lot. You know, he knows so many things about a certain community somewhere. Wewe hujui. So you just put this kid off simply because you think he's a kid. He's not a kid. So this guy, okay, as for us, me, I'm a bit elderly. There is that we are conservative. We don't like changing so much. So sometimes we want things to remain the way they were. Simply because ukiniambia tuingie technology, utanipiga. Sababu hii mambo ya cooperate mimi sitaweza kama wewe. Yeah. So we want, if we can remain the way we used to be, better. But when you look at the technology, change is inevitable. You cannot evade change.
Yeah.
Change will always be there. So for a smart mind, must know that we must change. Hii generation iko hapa na imetuweza because of 1, 2, 3. So how do we survive with them? The government has to sit down, has to come with the policies. All of us, intergenerational, we have to sit down and know where are the disagreement. Immediately we highlight where the disagreement comes in, if it is in terms of technology, if it is terms of exposure, if it is in terms of education, or the natural way of thinking. Because right now hata tutoto wa miaka 3 unakuta kako na maidi ingine kali kuliko sisi tulikuwa tukiwa like now. Sisi tulidanganywa mtoto ananunuliwa up to the age of 14, teen. And we knew nothing.
Yeah.
But right now, a kid of 4 years, you cannot cheat him. You bought a kid. Atakwambia ni uongo. So things are changing. That's where, and because people are conservative, they don't want to change, that's where the problem is.
That reminds me, things are changing. There's some segments or part of Kenya that tunajionea kwa mitandao. Tujakuwa hapo tuone kama ni ukweli. That education huko, unapata people there are suffering to get education. What do you, like you as teachers, and of course that is a failure to the government, what would you advise those who are there at the top?
Okay. My advice is that I think the government should put in place, before implementing anything, they put the infrastructure. They came with the CBC, which is very important and very good when it comes to a growing economy in terms of industries and the like, because it's practical. But they failed to equip the schools, lay the infrastructure in terms of teaching staff, in terms of connectivity. Like now, when you go to northern Kenya and part of coast and Nyanza, there are some areas they don't know what is what is electricity. They don't know what is a smartphone. I went to Marsabit, a place known as Turbi. Turbi, even some kids, most of the kids, they don't know what is a TV set. They don't know. There is a school with 270, I witnessed, 270 kids with only 4 teachers.
And do you think in Kenya we have a problem or we have not enough teachers?
How can we say that we don't have enough teachers? And teachers have been trained every year. We have graduation of teachers in thousands. The failure is the government. Because of the corruption that is there in Kenya, they have no money they can set aside to employ the teachers. So it's the failure of the government, not the Kenya, not the common mwananchi, not that kid, not that we don't have money. Money is there, but corruption is the problem. And our government has been unable to stop the corruption. Why? Is because they are the appointing authority. Chief Justice is appointed by the president. When we go to all the CSAs, they are appointed by the government, by the president. So these people are answerable to one person. Something like education, something like health, something like security and agriculture. Those are the 4 pillars of the economy. Education, in Kenya we have agriculture, we have medicine, we have security. Because an educated person who is secure, who is learned and healthy can do anything. So these are sectors that can not be left to the politicians. They are supposed to be assigned to the technocrats, to the experts.
Is there any cases of maybe a teacher have been assigned to, you say Turbi?
Turbi.
And maybe the teacher is from Nairobi or Naivasha or these developed counties. Is there a case that a teacher doesn't want to be assigned to a certain place?
No. Teachers are trained to work in Kenya. There is no teacher who was told you are trained to work in Naivasha. A teacher and a policeman or a doctor, they are trained and told they can be posted anywhere. Actually, we came with the delocalization policy, whereby sometimes it's good for teachers to have like an exit program where you don't mostly teach where you belong. Kuna ile miaka unastahili ukiapply kurudi kwenu is okay. You are nearing a retirement. But these young men simply from the colleges, they can be posted anywhere and they have no problem. But the issue is one, Northern Kenya is not secure. So because TSC is in charge of employing the teachers, but you meet that when we call for interviews in Marsabit, because of the insecurities there, how many people will move from Central or from Naivasha to go and do the interviews there? They will not go. They will not go. So you might meet maybe only the locals there, and most of them have also migrated to the big towns here. So there are no people there.
So the government needs to be strategic. First of all, to deal with security.
Security must be there.
And then
for issue of teachers, that is purely in the hands of the government. They can equip that school without asking any question. But they don't want to add any other teacher. They don't want to employ teachers because they have no money set aside because of corruption. Like now, right now, there is the empowerment program led by the deputy president, assigned billions to empower people. Just fresh money anywhere. But there is no money to buy, imagine, immunization, vaccine. Vaccine worth 5 billion. The government cannot set aside money for that, but they can set aside 64 billion for empowerment, which is unaccounted. So what are our priorities? The problem is that the government has no priorities. The priority is where they benefit themselves.
You have heard yourself, kazi iko. The problem is the system that we are having right now. So on that note, Mwalimu, we can say that there is employment in Kenya.
Okay.
Employment is there.
Yes, I can answer that with that one with a strong affirmative that business opportunities are there. Actually, one of the blessed countries is Kenya. With all the resources, with entrepreneur minds, with our hardworking Kenyans, oh, we can operate without even taking our brains outside the country. There is opportunity for everybody here. What we need in place is policies, is a good environment, is good governance, is a system that is working. Immediately we create that one, Kenyan economy can grow overnight without any assistance from outside.
Thank you very much, Mwalimu.
I'm so grateful.
And welcome back again. Guys,
Anytime.
Mumejisikilia nyi wenyewe, the Gen Zs, mumejisikilia, and my advice to Kenyans in general, as we approach the campaign here and the election here, my advice is, this coming election, let's take a different, let's diverse. History ya 200, hii 200 ndio inafanya tunasafa hivi vyote, ndio inafanya watoto wanakufa streets juu wazazi wetu walichukua hiyo 200.